Hi guys, I'm back. I am Finn of the recycling variety, and that's Winnie. Yeah, you get and there's Winnie for the beginning of this bit. Come here, Win. You can deal with Winnie being partially in frame, right? Anyway, so for this video, I really just wanted to talk a bit about the move and everything that's happened since I haven't really addressed it at all in detail ever since it happened. I just mentioned it once and I kind of like just tried to move on from it without discussing it any longer, and I don't know, I feel like I should address it a little bit more, and it also kind of gives me a nice little reprieve in between all of the, all of editing my other videos and also recording. It gives me more time to record my next video so I can keep with my new 1 video a week schedule. So this is kind of gonna be, I'm guessing, a shorter video, just discussing it and stuff like that. So my partner and I were living up in Northern California for a few months, and then when our lease ended, we were originally planning on moving down to the LA area. We had an apartment picked out that we really liked, and they didn't accept us though because we didn't make enough income, and even though we both had jobs set up in the area and stuff like that, but we still didn't make enough income combined. The problem is you can only apply for apartments within a certain period of time beforehand, you want it. So we had to apply like 2 weeks beforehand our move-in date, and then they only let us know like a week before our move-in date. So we basically had a week to try to look at and find new apartments and try to figure out where else we would live. Nowhere was accepting us, and one place that looked good ended up taking forever to go through the process. They're very shady in that you need to directly email to them bank statements and stuff like that, and there was no like secure portal to send things through, and it was taking forever to approve us, even though this place should have approved us much quicker. Anyways, so basically everything fell through. It came, and instead of working our jobs and staying in a hotel room for the time being until we could see if we could potentially find an apartment and using up all our money to try to find some place, we decided to drive out to Arkansas and stay with my partner's parents. I don't know how I feel if it was the better choice in the moment or not yet. We saw what happened. We had a cruise planned originally out there, and so originally we were just going to drive to the port, so then we ended up needing to fly out there, but it was still really great. But I do know that moving out here was probably the best move for the pets because they have so much space here. Winnie has so much room to run around. Yes. But then we had all our stuff that we left there because we only drove our car back, and then we hired a moving company to move our stuff, which I loosely talked about in the cruise. Basically, that ended up being a mess. The moving company ended up like upcharging us double what they said they were going to when they got there. It was really upsetting. There was just so much, and they tried to add a whole bunch of extra additional charges that shouldn't have been added on, and there was just so much happening with the moving company that was so bad. And then afterwards, my partner was like, never again will we let other people move us. From now on, we will always drive our own stuff out, but now we'll have all our stuff here, which is nice, but it's all packed away in like a storage shed because we just have this one really tiny room in the house for all our stuff. We didn't even move our furniture in here. We just changed out the bed sheets to our bed sheets, and we added in all of our plushies, and yeah, that's about all we did here. And we added in our bookshelf in the end to give me a side night table stand situation, but that's about it. The move, I feel like, was very traumatic in a way for me because it felt like I was giving up on my dreams of living in LA at the time and working for Universal Studios, but I really felt like it was the right move. Afterwards, I got rejected by them literally the day that we were leaving California. I was like, oh, this is a sign. But it was still really upsetting to have to leave, and I felt like I had failed in a way, you know, even though, like, I know it's kind of ridiculous that, like, you know, because you can always go back and try again, but I genuinely feel like we're not going to go back after all of that. But I don't regret the time that we did live in California. It was so great. It was so nice. It was the best place for us to first live out on our own. We got Winnie, our dog, out there, so if we didn't move out there, sorry if I keep looking to the side, it's because Winnie's staring at me intently as if I'm talking to him. Yeah. If we didn't move out there, we wouldn't have gotten Winston, and yeah, he is one of the lights in my life now, so I'm so glad that we went out there. And yeah, it is very funny though, because, oh, he wants more attention. Yeah, okay. We got Winston from one end of the country, and then we got our daughter Pam from the other end of the country, so our children are very well traveled. But I haven't gotten a job here yet besides like DoorDashing, because like I don't have a car, so I can't drive places, and so DoorDashing with my partner is like, you know, the only real way. Because I decided to devote myself to YouTube more, because I knew that's something I could work on, and I also wanted to devote myself more. I'm a published writer and author, and I wanted to work more on my writing and stuff like that. I figured this was a good time since we weren't paying rent. I didn't need to have another job getting in the way. But as I've mentioned before in previous videos, my seasonal depression has been really bad. The nice thing about living in California is that I wouldn't have experienced seasonal depression nearly as bad, because it doesn't get as cold there, it doesn't get as gloomy there, it doesn't get anything as near where we are right now. Even though, you know, Arkansas, you're like in the south, it still gets sad, it still gets gloomy, and it really affects my mood and my motivation and everything, which makes it way more difficult for me to do all these creative outlets. I finally want that to end, and I want to get over it, but it's like, if you have ever experienced depression or seasonal depression, you know, it's just such a hard thing to deal with. Like, I have like, I forget what they call it, but like working depression, where you can still function okay and eat relatively okay and stuff like that, and your body can function okay, but inside people don't see, you know, how much you are struggling to do all these things. And yeah, I feel like, oh, it's called high functioning depression, and I feel like part of that is just that I'm a very high functioning Capricorn. As I mentioned in my videos, you probably don't even think I'm depressed, and then I mention it and you may be like, you don't seem depressed, but like, trust me, inside the motivation is zero. Yeah. I honestly don't even know where I'm going with this. I just wanted to say that, I guess, with my little update, that acknowledge that I am dealing with depression. So if I ever, ooh, sorry, Winnie just, there you go, get a little Winnie shot. Acknowledge if I ever miss a week or anything, it's probably because my Depresso Espresso hit me worse that week. And just acknowledge that I am dealing with this, and even though my videos seem happy, I realize that underneath I am, you know, struggling. I honestly don't know how much more, if at all, I'll talk about this. I guess that's it for my little update on everything that's happening. Yeah, I guess this was just kind of like a little check-in, tell you honestly how I'm feeling, and just, I get you if any of the rest of you are also experiencing depression, whether it's because of the season or other things that are happening in life, or because the new year just passed and you either tried to change and nothing happened, or you didn't even try to change, but now you're seeing all the people around you trying to change and you feel bad about it. Yeah, just know that you're enough with what you're doing, and just try your best, and, you know, every day, and realize that different days it looks different, you know, but trying your best looks different every day, especially when you experience depression, or like, I am neurodivergent, and so often because of, you know, executive dysfunction, some days you have a lot less water to pour into different cups to work on things than other people do, and realize then that, you know, some days are gonna not have a lot of stuff happening with it. Or at least maybe not the things that you wanted to happen are happening, but you can still do other things to work towards your goals that take less water from your cup, you know? Anyways, I think that's about it for everything. And yeah, if you're also struggling with anything right now, just keep pushing through and know things will eventually get better. I know sometimes, especially because I experience like seasonal depression, it just feels like I'm working towards getting out of depression just to wait till I get back into depression again whenever I'm not depressed, which is a really depressing way to look at it. It can feel like you're going to be depressed for forever. I just keep going in and out of the cycle of being depressed. But I'm hoping with, you know, enough therapy and working through it that, and maybe even some meds, that things will get improved and things will get better and you won't always be in that really, really dark place. Anyways, that's it, I guess, for me, depressing y'all, but also giving y'all some, I don't know, hopefully lift up and realize that, you know, even if all of your other creators also look like they're so happy and having a good time, realize that, you know, you don't need to try to emulate that or try to be that all the time, because realize that's not the reality of what the creators are probably actually experiencing and feeling. I think that's about it from me. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Also, I'd really appreciate if you did comment about it, because I don't know where my content's gonna go from here. I do have some vlogs that I'm filming, but I honestly don't know if I'm going to do more content like this, where I'm sitting down and talking and I put clips over it, or I'm going to just continue doing vlogs, doing a mix of it. So I really appreciate if you guys commented and told me if you enjoyed this type of video, if you would like less of it, even more of it, if you would like a mix of the two. Really exciting things coming up, and I am so excited, as always, to continue editing and bring you guys content. And I really hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to recycle. Bye!